Hello, Toastmasters and guests. Welcome to the International Speech Contest of Central Delhi Toastmasters Club. I, Toastmaster Simran, am the Sergeant at Arms and welcome you all this Tuesday evening. I would like to start by stating the mission of our club. We provide a positive and a supportive learning experience that that helps the members to develop communication and leadership skills resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Today, champions will be competing with champions in order to win the contest and grab the golden opportunity to represent our club in further levels. I would like to wish all the contestants best of luck. Now, please help me welcome the contest chair of our contest, Toastmaster Karanveer.
A very good evening, fellow Toastmasters and all the dear guests. It has been an overwhelming evening for me being the contest chair for this event. But no doubt, it is one of the most learning experiences that I will ever get from here. When I joined Toastmasters, for me, it was a weekly 2 hour event where I used to go to have fun. But I never realized that it had so much of potential before I took into the leadership roles. For me, it was the leadership roles that made me more interested into Toastmasters. And for some of us here today who are exploring the opportunity of becoming world champion of public speaking, and those powerful contestants will compete at club level at Central Delhi Toastmaster to reach there. Almost any of these contestants might be the next world champion of public speaking. Ladies and gentlemen, brace yourself up. We are going on a ride today, and I wish all the contestants, all the role players, the very best. From now onwards, the care will be taken by Toastmaster Ashna Jan, who is the contest master for this evening. I would request everyone to give a huge round of applause for Toastmaster Ashna Jan. Toastmaster Ashna, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Karanveer. Good evening, fellow members, leaders, and dear guests. I, Ishna Jain, your contest master for today, welcome you all to the International Speech Contest. I would like to begin by sharing the purpose of the contest defined by Toastmasters International. It is to provide an opportunity for the speakers to improve their speaking abilities and an opportunity for all Toastmasters to learn by observing these speakers who have benefited from their Toastmasters journey. In order to compete in a contest, a contestant has to be eligible. The eligibility criteria is as follows. To compete in the International Speech Contest, a member must be a paid member of the club, area, division, and district in which he or she is competing. He or she must have completed CC6 project from traditional track or level 2 in pathways. The club must also be in good standing. A new, dual, or reinstated member must have dues and membership application current with World Headquarters. The following are ineligible to compete in any Toastmaster speech contest. A member serving as a chief judge, voting judge, or tie-breaking judge beyond the club level for a contest in which the member is still competing or intends to compete. Incumbent international officers or directors, region advisors or region advisor applicants, district officers whose directors, district officers, or candidates campaigning for elected positions for the term beginning the upcoming July 3rd, for the term beginning on July 1st. Presenters of education sessions at the event at which the contest will be held, including area, division, and district events, as well as the international convention. It is my duty to apprise you all about the rules and regulations which must be strictly observed during the contest to ensure that we conduct a fair contest. First, let's cover a few ground rules. Please ensure your microphone is always on mute. Do not share any content during the contest. Only the timer is allowed to display timer cards. Once the contest has begun, the Sergeant at Arms will close the meeting entry in Zoom. Members of the audience are asked to refrain from leaving because if you exit, you will not be allowed to enter again. The chat option is closed and you can only send a text to the host. For this contest, all contestants will remain in the room. Each contestant will be introduced by announcing the contestant's name, speech title as mentioned in the eligibility and biography form filled online. For example, if the first contestant name is Mr. X, let's say, and the speech title is Eat to Live and Not Live to Eat, I will announce Mr. X, eat to live, not live to eat. Eat to live, not live to eat, Mr. X. Speeches shall be from 5 to 7 minutes long with a 30-second grace period on lower and upper side. A contestant who speaks for less than 4 minutes 30 seconds or more than 7 minutes 30 seconds will be disqualified. Upon being introduced, the contestant shall unmute microphone by himself or herself and turn on the video. Timing will begin with the contestant's first definite verbal or non-verbal communication with the audience. This usually will be the first word uttered by the contestant, but would include any other communication such as sound effects, a staged act, etc. Timer, please pay attention. The green card will be shared at 5 minutes and will remain up for 1 minute. The yellow card will be shared at 6 minutes and will remain up for 1 minute. The red card will be displayed at 7 minutes and remain up until the speech is concluded. The speaker has a grace period of 30 seconds on lower and upper side. No signal shall be given for the overtime period. There will be 1 minute of silence between contestants, during which the judges will mark their ballots. This minute will also act as a window for the host to ask speaker to set the camera and check microphones. There will be a 2-minute silence after the last contestant. Protests, they are limited to eligibility and originality and shall only be lodged by voting judges and contestants. Any protest shall be lodged with the chief judge and or contest chair prior to the announcement of the contest results. I have already checked that all contestants qualify the eligibility criteria. As for originality, a maximum of 25% of the speech content can be borrowed, but the source of such content must be mentioned in the speech. Should there be a situation of a protest for originality, the contestant will be given an opportunity to respond to chief judge before the decision is taken. The speaking order for the contestants has been determined just before the contest has begun. The order will be as follows. The first speaker is Toastmaster Gajendra Khare, Gajendra space Khare. I repeat, Gajendra. The second contestant is Toastmaster Digant Mittal, Digant Mittal, Mittal. The third contestant is Toastmaster Rishabh Kumar Anand, Rishabh Kumaranand. The fourth contestant is Toastmaster Kartik Bhatia, Kartik Bhatia. The last contestant, the fifth contestant for the evening is Toastmaster Gursifat Kaur Chhabra, GURSIFAT The contest will be recorded on Zoom and will be shared with any contestant on request. Speech recording will be shared with no one other than the contestant who had requested. Sergeant at Arms, please confirm whether all contestants' hands are free and visible.
Sorry to interrupt you, Ashna. I would request all the contestants to please turn on their videos for all the time during contest. You are not allowed to turn them off.
Should I proceed?
I'm not able to see contestant two's video. Yes, now you can proceed.
So we have all the five. But also, I would like to tell everyone that written permission from all the contestants have been taken for recording the parts. Please proceed ahead, Ash.
Thank you. I confirm that all the contestants and Sergeant at Arms are briefed by the contest chair. Request you to kindly confirm whether the contest officials are briefed and present in the room.
Madam Chief Judge, I would request you to confirm all the contestants and are briefed.
Okay. Yes, I do. I do agree that all the contest participants have been briefed, so nothing to worry about on that front. But I would like you to please check the timing cards before we go ahead, because I'd like to know whether the cards are functioning properly or not.
I would request the timer to please show timing cards.
So all the contestants, you're able to see the timing cards, right? Give me a thumbs up if you're okay with it. Contestants, could you see the cards that were displayed just now? Perfect. Digant, are you there or not? What are you doing? Can you please give me
Uh,
a thumbs up?
Actually, I'm not able to see it. Can it
You
be
know,
shown
put it
again?
on a long time back. You were doing something with your monitor.
Yeah.
Get flashed. Okay, guys, can you please flash the lights again? The cards. I'm sorry. Let's show Digant Mittal the cards again. That's
Okay,
green for
it's
you.
fine. Yeah, fine.
Can you see that? Yellow.
Yeah, that's yellow.
Yeah,
Yes,
red.
now
Got
red.
it.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
perfect.
fine.
Thank you so much, Mr. Timers. Thank you very much for the time you've spent on this exercise. I think we're ready to go. So, all the best to all the contestants. Let's rock the contest.
Host, please confirm that the meeting entry is closed now and no new admissions are made without permission of Chief Judge.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Jennifer ma'am, do I have your permission to begin the contest?
Yes, Viri, go ahead. Please begin the contest.
So let's now begin the contest. May I request the contestant to confirm the color of the screen that is shared? May I request the host to turn on the spotlight video for contestant number 1? And may I request the host to confirm whether the contestant is audible and visible?
I request the timer to please share a card on the screen.
Actually, he doesn't have a blank card, so it'll be difficult for him to share the green card on the screen. If he had one light color card, then he could have shown that card as the initial card and then moved on to green and then yellow and then red. But since he doesn't have a separate card for starting, he wouldn't be able to start with the green because he has to flash it at the 5 minutes. You understand? Yeah. So let it come up when the time is given. Yeah.
All
Thank
right.
We are just checking the visibility for the speaker. That's it. Contestant number 1, I would request you to please tell if you can see a card on the screen. One, Toastmaster Gajendra.
Yes,
Am
it's
I audible?
green. Yeah, you are audible. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible and visible. Thank you.
Our first contestant is Toastmaster Gajendra Khare. Internet, are you using wisely or addicted? Internet, are you using wisely or addicted? Toastmaster Gajendra Khare.
Raise your hand if you are a parent. How do you feel when your child excels in their career? Of course, yes. If you are not parent, and how do your parent feel when you do great in your career and life? It's an awesome feeling. Lot has been changed when you grow and succeed in your personal and professional life. Today, internet become an indispensable part of our lives, and without that, we cannot succeed and we cannot work in today's world. Total 8.3 billion people are using internet as of date. So it becomes imperative to understand the impact of internet on our personal lives. Contest chair, fellow Toastmaster, and honorable judges. When I was a student, I was not having that privilege to have an internet and mobile. Those who are born after 90s, they are the people who has born in an internet age, and they are using the information widely. My mom was only sending me the prayer to keep my safety, and I was only writing a postcard to give the information to my mom that I am safe in my hostel and doing my studies well. Things have been changed a lot since then. Our life has drastically impacted the wide use of technology in today's world. I am not talking about how internet uses are there. Today I am talking about the one very important disease. It's called internet addiction disease, which in 1995 Ivan Goldberg has declared as a disease. So how we can identify that we have that problem with me or with us? If you are excessive using computers or the internet, if you are excessive shopping, or you are excessive information seeker from the internet, or you avoid lot of things to go and interact with the people, you avoid your time schedule, you are not able to proper prioritize your work, your schedule, your time, and you feel anxiety and you feel depression all the time. If you have any of such problem, like your relationship is impacted or your studies are hampering, you are not able to deliver the results which are expected from you, or in your personal or professional life studies are impacted, or you are not able to deliver your task or your schedule in time, then you have this problem. It's called the internet addiction. Total 8.3 percent of the population is impacted. So you can imagine how big this problem is. I recently come across a one story, and the friend of mine, his name was Atul. He was around 20 years old guy studying in Delhi University, and one day he was having lot of problem. He came to his mother and said, I am not able to concentrate on my studies. He was a very young child, and then he was doing pretty well in his studies since till 8th grade. But suddenly her performance degraded. He was not able to score well, and his performance deteriorated in all sphere of his life. One day he came to his mom and said, Mom, I don't want to live anymore. I want to commit a suicide. Her mother was shocked. What happened to my little tiny baby at this tender age of 40? And then she identified. Then she having a problem with this son. His son told his mom, when I was in class 8th, one of my friend bullied me and he exposed me to the pornography. He was watching the pornographic content over the internet when he was at the age of 40, and he lost all his interest in other activities. He was not able to concentrate on his school homework. And he said to his mother, Mom, this visualization and these things are killing me. I don't want to live anymore. And it was a shock to their parent. Then what happened to this child? This is not the story of Atul. This is the story of many among us are sitting here. You may be addicted to shop online. You may be a compulsive buyer, or you may be purchasing or playing a PUBG game. Recently, my younger son Riddhiman, he was addicted to the PUBG few months back. One day I approached him and said, son, why you are doing this? You are not studying. Even you are not doing your daily activities. What happens to you? And then he told, then he is very much into the PUBG. I heard somewhere, then 16-year-old boy killed his father because his father stopped him not to play the PUBG. I have seen the adults are chatting on the websites like Tinder and other. Young girls are chatting with the uncles, or the uncles are chatting with the young girls. They are dating each other, and they are addicted to the internet technology, and they are wasting their time, and they are hampering their life. Their progress is hampered. And this is happening all around, and you can witness this kind of changes in your acquaintance, in your family members, in your family, your kids, your wives, or your friends, or in office staff, everywhere. These are the issues which we need to address. So how we can identify that you have such a problem? When you are not able to concentrate on your work, when you cannot prioritize your things, then you are feeling depression, anxiety, or the physical symptoms like backache, headache, or a lot of other things, then you have this problem, then you can identify. You have to do a lot of things to change. Only you can change when you are determined to change. Change happens within yourself. The moment you decide, then you want to change your habits and to make this amazing technology for the betterment of ourselves and the betterment of the entire society. I leave this thought to you. Are you using the internet wisely, or it is ruining your life, or it is killing you? Take this oath today. Then I will make the difference in my life and others' life. And wherever I found some person or the symptoms like this, when the people are not able to concentrate, they are not able to plan, they are not able to do these routine things, I will advise them, I will counsel them, and I will help them to get rid of them from this habit of using internet widely. So I urge you, use the internet wisely to make the difference in your life. Over to you, contest master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gajendra. Can we please observe a minute of silence? Timer, please indicate once the minute is over. Thank you. Timer, can you show any card which is convenient?
The red card, please.
The red card, please. May I please request the contestant to tell us the name of the color that he sees?
Red card.
Thank you. May I request the host to confirm whether the person is audible and visible?
Yes, contestant number 2, Toastmaster Digant Mittal, is audible.
Thank you. Our second contestant for the evening, Toastmaster Digant Mittal, the power is yours. The power is yours, Toastmaster Digant Mittal.
Friends, can you tell me, have you ever faced a life-threatening situation? Ever? Just give me a raise of hand. I also faced a life-threatening situation a few years back that made me realize that there is some power within me, and there is also that same power that's also yours. It happened few years back that I was at my hometown, Aligarh, and I was attending the engagement ceremony of my cousin sister. We partied hard, we really enjoyed it a lot. She got engaged. I returned back to my home along with my parents. And there I had an excruciating pain in my stomach. And it was really painful. And I was soon rushed to the hospital where I was rolling on the bed like anything with pain. It was so much terrible that my father, who is also a doctor, had to give me anesthesia so that I can calm down and relax for some time. And as I got conscious after that anesthesia, I looked at my father, who gave me a very hopeless look. Before I could have thought of anything else more, suddenly I saw his friend, who is also a surgeon, entering into the room and coming towards me. Hello, dear, how are you? Thanks, uncle. I'm fine, I think. How are you, uncle? Son, I am fine, but I think things are not fine with you at all as of now. What happened, uncle? Son, actually, what happened is that your entire digestive system has so much infection that we are just trying the medicinal treatment. After that, it might be possible that we will have to remove the intestines from your body.
এ কি বলে?
And what? Intestines? Come on. I need to go to Delhi after 2 days for some work. Please, come on. I need to. Better give me some good news. My son, we can't do anything. Only a miracle can save you. That's it, my dear son. Just take care of yourself. It might be possible, and there is a least possible chance, although, that you might get healed, but you can just work as of now with prayers and work on yourself. I was shattered for a moment. Then mustering up all the courage that I got and all the energy that I had, I talked to my inner self, something that many of us refer to as God. I don't care what you do, I don't care what will happen. Many people call you as God. I need to heal myself in 2 days and I need to be on the bus to Delhi. I was given spinal drips of the strongest antibiotic that was present in the world in both my arms, wrist, and I was even given the concentrated shot of that same antibiotic also every 1 hour. And which actually burned my veins and pain was rushing through my arms every time it was administered to me. It was very painful. But every time that happened, I told myself, Digant Mittal, you need to be strong. You need to heal yourself. Be strong. This is the time for you to be strong. I endured everything. And guess what? After 2 days, I healed myself and I was on the way to Delhi to meet my friend. Friends, through this speech, I'm not just sharing my story. I also want you all to do this thing that whenever you face any situation, be it life threatening or be it simple one, just remember this incident or this story that happened with me and take a moment to catch up your breath, muster up all your courage and energy, and invoke the willpower within you and move ahead. And at the end of the day, I am sure that victory shall be yours. Thank you.
1 minute silence. May I request the timer to show any card? Can I request the third speaker to confirm that the color is visible and also the name of the color?
Well, this is yellow color.
Thank you. Request the host to please confirm if the person is audible and visible.
Yes, contestant number 3, Rishabh Kumar Anand, is perfectly audible and visible.
Help me welcome contestant number 3, Toastmaster Rishabh Kumar Anand. No, 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 it's not my name. No, 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 it's not my name. Toastmaster Rishabh Kumar Anand.
11 years back, I was in my ninth standard. And suddenly I got this idea that I wanted to be the famous guy in my school, contest chair and dear Toastmaster. It was 9 p.m. in the night. I opened the television and I heard a sound. Ta-da, ta-da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. After that, I heard the most famous voice of a country. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Kaun Banega Crorepati. Yes, I watched KBC for the first time, and I became the fan of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, I always wanted to be famous in my school life. I thought if I become the part of KBC, if I be the participant at KBC, and if I win the show, forget about being famous in the school. I will be the famous person in my entire locality. Hence, that was a day I started working to get into the Kaun Banega Crorepati show. So whenever the show was about to end, every time the great Amitabh Bachchan used to come on the screen and he used to say, well, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to be on the hot seat and if you want to see yourself in KBC, then please answer the question that is being displayed on the screen. You can send the answer to us by sending a text message on the given numbers. And I was the one who used to text the answer to that question. And I kept waiting, when will my turn be coming to be the part of KBC? But my destiny betrayed me. I kept on trying every time, but the results, they used to say to me, no, 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 it is not your name, Rishabh. I still remember one day while I was watching the show KBC, I heard Mr. Amitabh Bachchan. He was asking a question from one of the candidates. He asked, which day is being celebrated as a World Standard Day? And the options are A, June 14, B, October 14, C, 31st January, and D, 2nd October. And then there was this absolute silence. The contestant sitting there did not know the answer. But someone knew the answer, but that someone was not in the show. That someone was sitting outside. That someone was me. Ladies and gentlemen, I was the one who kept on trying to be the part of the show. I was the one who was reading the general knowledge books, all the possible general knowledge book. I was the one who kept on reading all types of newspaper because at the end of the day, all I wanted to be the part of the show. But whenever I used to look at the results used to say, no, 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 it is not your name. I still remember one day while I was watching the show, Mr. Amitabh Bachchan announced the next candidate. He said, please help me welcome our next candidate on the hot seat, who is none other than Rishabh Kumar Anand. I was totally excited. That was my name, Mr. Amitabh Bachchan called. Ladies and gentlemen, that was a day I understood that in this country, there are various people with the same name. Hence, it was someone else with my name. Again, I felt disappointed. My chance of being the part of the KBC show was gone. I was totally disappointed. Every time I used to look at the results used to say, no, 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 it is not your name. I was depressed. Even my family started noticing it, what happened to me. My father came to me. My father asked, hey, Rishabh, what happened? I told him everything, every possible thing that I was going through. Then suddenly and strangely, My father said, she sells seashell by the seashore, but the seashells are surely the seashell. If she sells seashell by the seashore, I'm sure she sells seashore shells. Wait, I asked my father, you just recited a tongue twister in front of me, that too copied from internet and that too incorrect. My father said, yes, life is like a tongue twister. If you read, if you read the tongue twister, if you read your life in a fast mode, you won't be able to understand it. But if you read it slowly and slowly, you will understand each and every phase of your life. Well, he asked me a question. He asked, what is the population of the country? I told, more than billions. Then he asked me, how many contestants do you see in a KBC show? I told him 5 to 6. He said, yes. Now you can calculate your probability of getting into the show. I got it, what he meant to say. He knew that before me that it was not that I'm not able to get into the show because I'm not worth of it. According to him, I was not able to get into the show because many people before me have already been applying and the queue is very long. It's totally up to you whether you want to wait or you want to choose the alternate way. I went to the flashback and I started thinking what was the reason of me being so much desperate of this show. Then I got to know that I wanted to be the famous guy in my school. Hence, preparing for KBC has always enriched my personality. I got a great GK. And I remember those were the days when Olympiads, the GK Olympiads were happening in my school. I started giving them and started storing great grades in those Olympiads, and I became the shining star in my school. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I have a question from you. What is your goal? And how many people have the same goal like yours? And what road have you chosen? And how many people have chosen the same road? If you have taken the road which is already crowded to achieve your goal, maybe it can lower your speed to reach to that goal. Hence, it's a high time to take an alternate method because this life is not a game of kaun banega crorepati. This life is a game of kaun banega the talented being. If your method of achieving a goal is not working, it's time to adapt to the next method because the life should not say to you, no, 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 it's not your name. The life should say to you, yes, 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 it is your name. Back to contest chair.
1 minute silence. Thank you. May I request the timer to show any card? May I request Toastmaster Karthik to confirm the color of the card?
The color is yellow.
May I request the host to please confirm whether Toastmaster Karthik is audible and visible?
Contestant number 4, Toastmaster Karthik Bhatia is perfectly audible and visible.
Thank you. Help me welcome contestant number 4, Toastmaster Karthik Bhatia, a story of resilience. A story of resilience, Toastmaster Karthik Bhatia.
भाइयों और बहनों, हमारे देश में अब संपूर्ण लॉकडाउन लगने जा रहा है। Those were the exact words of our Prime Minister Narendra Modi announcing a lockdown, and a whole nation was stunned into silence, brought to a standstill. Good evening to everyone present here. It was exactly an year back when we were hearing news reports of coronavirus breaking to several parts of the world, and we lived in bewilderment every single day. With new piece of information coming out every day, it felt non-threatening one day and fatal the other. It was only when the first case of loss of life due to virus in India was reported did we get serious as a nation about how fatal it could be. Sensing a potential outbreak, the administration announced a countrywide lockdown, and all of our lives were changed forever. Given the history, a pandemic is a once in a generation event, and destiny had chosen us to be the baton handlers for the next generation. Similar to anything new that happens in your life for the first time, you are excited. So we were excited to spend few weeks together and share our experiences with you. But the reality hit quietly and unexpectedly. We went through a worry when weeks became months and months seemed to stretch to an year. The worry wasn't just limited to losing your socializing rituals and daily routines. The health scare had become a threat to lives as well as livelihood. It was only when we saw the sea of migrants on the borders of Delhi, Mumbai, and other cities did we realize the gravity of situation at hand and how a failure to handle the outbreak could just lead to outright anarchy, with people coming to the streets and taking law into their own hands just to live for another day. No one was averse to the side effects of a crumbling economy. People across sectors feared losing their jobs and then also perhaps lose means to protect their own lives. All of us were becoming statisticians overnight and talked about flattening the curve. Our anxieties were at an all time high, and it varied with the rise and fall of caseload. A pall of unending gloom had set in. But all was not lost. The human being took on this challenge with resolute strength. Yes, we were losing humans, but humanity never died. When we were worried about people suffering from hunger, then many people came out on street without worrying about the imminent threat to their own lives and gave the laborers and daily wage earners food and water. To help migrants get home, Samaritans came forward and arranged bus, plane, and train tickets. We even heard stories of resolute beings walking all the way or cycling all the way to their homes. When it came to getting our work done, we very quickly adjusted to this new routine of work from home. And in several cases, we made the most out of resources and very quickly adopted the new behaviors into our life. But we ensured that our work didn't stop. In scenarios where people had to lose job, people very quickly upskilled themselves and ensured that there wasn't a day where they weren't contributing their efforts in this fight just by doing their job. Our kids couldn't go to school. Parents had to become full-time teachers for their kids, and teachers who had never used laptops had to now conduct online classes. But we ensured that learning didn't stop. When it came to the situation that due to the disruption of financial services and economic meltdown, the healthcare workers, who were the real warriors in this fight, couldn't be paid, they still continue to do their job just to save humans and humanity. And yes, this sudden change of life for a species like human being, it this change was depressing. But did we give up on that front? We donned hat chefs and explored the Gordon Ramsay within us. We dusted up that old guitar and took out the painting sheets. We converted our homes into gyms and became self-aware immunity specialists. Many explored different skills and even became barbers. We played Ludo and Tambola online, made Dalgona coffee, danced to the tunes of Savage Love, and made memes out of Rasode Mekontha. Yes, the reality was hard, but with laptops and mobile phones as our window to the world, we did the best we could and contributed our efforts and kept the wheels of life running, just as Mr. Ranveer Singh has taught us. Apna time, aega. And yes, our time did come. The wishes and prayers of so many humans together were answered when the first vaccine got approved. Humanity came together, fighting against all odds to develop a vaccine in record time to help us fight this invisible demon. This ray of hope is now slowly becoming a sunshine with the vaccine development and inoculation working at breakneck speed. And it finally feels that we may be able to come out of this dark period very quickly. This pandemic was a shock, and it made us reevaluate our relations, priorities, ethics, principles, morals. It definitely put us in a spot of doubt. But rather than compromising on our principles and morals, we changed our lifestyle and stood up to this challenge with a smile. Look, this fight may not be over yet, but we are equipped now more than ever to fight this together. We never gave up, and we never will. All of you should feel proud of yourselves for your contribution in this fight. With the resilience the world has shown, the flag of humanity will keep flying high. Long live humans, long live humanity. Thank you. Back to the contest master.
1 minute silence. Thank you. Can I request the timer to show any color? May I request the contestant to confirm the color?
It's green, Ishna.
Thank you. Can I request the host to please confirm if the contestant is visible and audible?
Contestant number 5, Toastmaster Gursifat Kaur Chhabra, is perfectly audible and visible.
Thank you. Help me welcome Toastmaster Gursifat Kaur Chhabra. Brokenness is beautiful. Brokenness is beautiful. Toastmaster Gursifat Kaur Chhabra.
Gursifat, you don't have the soft skills that is required for the society. You may try again next year. You are not worth it. You are so short and fat. Why don't you do something about it? You want to become the CEO of that company? Are you insane? Think in your limits. Hashtag rejected. Good evening, contest chair, fellow Toastmasters, and honorable guest. Remember the last time you asked for something and you did not get it? Maybe that validation, maybe a loved one saying no to you, or being suppressed by someone. Kindly raise your hand or just accept it in your heart if it's difficult for you. We all have experienced rejections in our life and felt it deeply. But have we ever discovered that
the strength of rejection can shape our life into a beautiful one. Have we? Back in school, I was bullied, neither by a senior nor a person of my age, rather, a person who was 3 years younger to me. He put me so down that I lost all my confidence. Back then, I could never take stand for myself and could never raise my voice against that person. I thought that he is bullying me because something is less in me. And I was totally dejected at every point, but could not stand up. But, do you know when does rejection really hits you hard? It's when someone who loves you the most, oh, sorry, who you think loves you the most, rejects you for the person who you are. That person starts acting weirdly. That person starts finding flaws in the slightest of your acts. Maybe in the dresses you wear, the way you represent yourself, in cute little eyes which that person only adored, or your heaviness, anything. And you felt broken every time. You feel like you are trapped in a room you can't escape. You feel like you are locked in a jail you can't get out of. You are completely trapped. Yes, I have experienced that. And after that, I felt so hard that I thought that I have nothing to lose after it. I was at the very zero level and I knew that I could not go below it. All I had was to fly and grow in my life. So when I entered my college life and people were applying to different societies, I applied to 10 different societies. I applied to Virtuoso Society, the art society. I really wanted to get in. I prepared interviews, I made portfolios. But when the results came, can you guess what happened? I got rejected from those 10 societies in a row. Not even Virtuoso. I was totally in a mess. I went to my parents and I just asked them, what am I doing on this earth? Why did you even give me birth? Then my dad said, Gursafit, good things are coming on your way. I see a leader in you. Why don't you apply for entrepreneurship development cell? I went for it with no expectation and applied to one more society. I got into both of them. After that, in my second year, I was promoted as the executive member of both the societies. I became the creative director of EDC then, after that. And on one of the events, Hustle, we did so great work that people were thinking that it was done by the Virtuoso Society, which I always wanted to get in. And after that, I realized that God had better place and plans for me and directed to me a better place. Why was I even worrying? What I was even thinking? Then the most beautiful transformation happened here at Central Delhi Toastmasters. Delivering speeches in front of audience, getting into leadership roles, and finally becoming the president at young age, my confidence grew in leaps and bounds. And there I know that, yeah, I can do something in my life. I started working upon myself. The journey of self love started for me. I started accepting the way I was. And let me tell you, once you accept your mistakes, no one can insult you and no one can use those mistakes against you. Trust me. I got clarity in my life. I got the unanswered questions cleared in my mind. The question that why people were bullying me, why people were dominating me. The answer to this is the people bully you because those very eyes have the audacity and the capabilities to see only the flaws in you. Because they have so much insecurities hidden in them that they try to shift those insecurities by bullying or dominating you. That is the reason people bully you. You have nothing less in yourself. You're on your beautiful journey, you're improving, you are growing, nothing is less in you. For me, Rejection has been some of redirection and protection. I believe that if something is happening, it's happening for a good reason. And if something is not happening in your life, you are being directed towards excellence. My journey from egg as innocence in a small shell to caterpillar, being scared, timid, seeing the world, to pupa in that shell of self hatred, doubts, and spirals of lot of questions, then to flying as accepting myself the way I am, realizing my worth, meeting so many good people, getting a true direction, getting gem people in my life, meeting my mentors. It had been getting it helped me to get out of the earlier unconfident me into the confident Kushafit. Over to you.
Now we observe 2 minutes of silence. Thank you. With this, we conclude the International Speech Contest. Now, I would like to hand over the stage to the contest chair, Toastmaster Karanveer.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ashna. Wow. I mean, wow. That was such a short but spicy mixture of speeches today. I was hooked to my screen all the time, and I'm sure you all must be hooked as well. Now it's the time for Chief Judge. Please, I would request the Chief Judge to please guide me on how many people you need in the breakout room. But before asking Madam Chief Judge to do so, I would
I
like to take a
don't
moment.
need anyone in the breakout room. I will be just speaking to the necessary people and getting the results formulated. After that, I will share it with our contest master. All
All
right.
right. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much, ma'am.
You can go on with your interviews now.
Yes, thank you so much, ma'am. Before starting our interview process, we have a twist there. I would like to take a moment to introduce the dignitaries present in the room today with all of us. Starting with past International President Toastmaster Deepak Menon, distinguished Toastmaster, we welcome you to the room, sir. Then we have past District Director, District 41, DTM Jennifer Helen Ghosh, Madam Chief Judge for the day. Then we have our past presidents of Central Delhi Toastmasters, Toastmaster Ajay Malik, Then we have Toastmaster Gurpreet Babbar, who also has been former division director. Toastmaster Shipra Gupta and Toastmasters Sparsh Jain.
Hello.
Yes, Shipra, you are audible.
Yes. Hi.
Hi, thank you so much for joining the meeting today.
Well,
Also, also we have some of our potential Toastmasters or guests. I would request them to stay back as now we are starting with the table topic segment today. Next,
all
we have
right.
a table topics contest coming up. So all the Toastmasters and the guests are requested to raise up their hands and participate in that enthusiastically.
Okay.
Yes. I would request Toastmaster Eshna Jan, our table topic master for the day, to proceed ahead with table topics. Over to you, Toastmaster Eshna.
Thank you, Toastmaster Karanveer. The table topics, for those of you who know it very well, for those of you who don't, I'll explain it anyway. You'll be given out topics randomly, and you just have to speak on it for 1 to 2 minutes. And do we have any volunteers?
To add on to what our table topic master said, so table topics are 1 to 2 minutes of speech. You will be given a topic and you have to speak on the topic for 1 to 2 minutes. And all the guests and Toastmasters who are present in the room can participate. Yes, Toastmaster Ashna, we can see Toastmaster Shipra raising her hand and potential Toastmaster Kumar Shanu raising his virtual hand.
All right. So let's start with Toastmaster Shipra. Your topic is the day I was caught cheating in exams. Over to you.
So it was in 10th standard. Um, so when we are in teens, we are in this rebellious age wherein we want to do different things and we become a different version altogether of ourselves. And that is the time when I became a totally different person. So generally, I don't cheat and I'm very scared of cheating. But there came a time when I wanted to challenge things so much in my life that do you remember we used to have those internals of 20 marks in every, I don't know, 2 months or 3 months, wherein, you know, 1 or 2 chapters will come and you would have like 20 marks paper. All right. So I think I was going through a difficult phase of my life, and I couldn't study. Okay. And I didn't want to disappoint my parents. Um, um, also I was a very sincere student, so I was sure that the teachers will not doubt me. All right. So at that time, I cheated in my exams. And what are the questions we did not know, we used to tell each other. All right. The other thing that we used to do was that one time we were trying to take out the notebook. All right. We were just trying to take out the notebook and see an answer, and we were sitting next to the window. So our principal saw us. She saw both the things. All right. She first saw us taking out the notebook and checking the answers, and then she saw both of us exchanging answers. So that was the first time and the last time I was caught in my lifetime. All right, so that is all from me. I'm so sorry I might not be very visible because I'm traveling. So this is the best I could do at this time.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shipra. Next, we have our guest, Kumar Sanu.
Yeah, hi, thank you.
Your topic is your childhood dream.
All right. May I start now?
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
All right. So, the dreams, the childhood dreams. Yeah, it's a very important topic, I think, in everyone's life. And as toddler, you cannot even imagine like what you're gonna have in your cup. So I started dreaming about astronauts, and I used to dream about to be a doctor. I used to dream about to be the architect. But there was one constant dream that was there inside me, was to be in uniform. Now this uniform has different colors. I started with the gray color, I started with the khaki, and I started with the white color. So uniform came in early in my life, and then I started thinking like how to convert that color to be part of my life. I started working upon that. Dreams are there in the virtual reality. Why I'm saying this virtual reality is because you see in the dreams, which are with the closed eyes, but then you have to work upon that. You have to convert those virtual images to the real events, and for that we need to work. I worked upon that. I worked upon that day and night, and at a time when I stumbled upon on a choice where I made uh, was the stepping stone in my career. So that was the first NCC cadet corps I joined, and I was the member of a prestigious Naval Battalion 2. And then later on, I started rocketing over there. After that, I got the opportunity to work with several posts in Navy. Unfortunately, I cleared my SSB, and now I am in the white uniform. So when I look back, when I connect the dots, when I look back the big picture, now I can see that that one step, that one step, that one single seed of your imagination, of your dream, that actually converts. All it needs, just your efforts. Thank you.
Respect. Next, we have Toastmaster Saurabh. You would like to go? You're on mute.
Yeah.
Okay. Your topic is the best advice you got.
Pardon me.
The best advice you got.
Nice one. So basically, I God, uh, 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 the advice the God give to us, right? That's basically the topic.
Any advice, like any anything, the most sensible thing, the best thing someone's ever advised you ever, which like kind of changed your life or something like that,
See,
as you
in
wish.
like from the childhood, like parents always give advice to their children. In school, teachers give advice. Then when after, then friends will give advice, and after marriage, even the your partner give advice. So even uh, uh, in the life, basically there are every day, like people learn a lot from surroundings. So every day they basically get advice from others, but the best advice I get from my partner, because she is very loyal. uh, I'm uh, not so loyal, and that's the basically change my, you know uh, uh, like my thoughts, my feelings, and everything. uh, that's
the because you know uh, yeah, that's all from my side. Thank you.
Uh, Ajay Malik, sir, would you like to go next? It's been long since we heard from you. I think he's not available.
There's Muskan who's got her hand raised.
Yes, I can go for it.
All right. Your topic is the stupidest thing someone ever said to you.
Okay, so can I start?
Yes.
The stupidest thing that someone has ever told me is that, you know, you are someone who has a lot of flaws. You are someone who's not perfect. And why I say that it is stupid is because I'll share this incident with you that I was in 12th standard, and we were having this contest for like the prefectorial board. That is when one of my friends told me that, you are not good enough. I don't think that you're going to make it. And luckily what happened was that I proved her wrong, and she, on the day of the ceremony, investiture ceremony, she was standing behind me, and I became the head girl of the school. So that is one thing which I realized was very stupid later on, because no one has the right to tell you that this is your limit, this is your box, and you can't think out of it. As an individual, what I truly believe in is when someone says, think out of the box. I don't think that box really should exist. One should only think, and no one should have the right to validate or to tell you that you are good enough for something or you are not good enough for something, because it's actually up to you just embracing who you are, accepting yourself with your own flaws. So I think that is the beauty of life, and that is the beauty of it. And people come and they say stupid and silly things to you, but that does not necessarily mean that you have to take it like that. Thank you so much.
All right. Toastmaster Meher, would you like to go?
We have Toastmaster Claret. Sorry for my sore throat. Toastmaster Claret who's raised her hand.
All right. Toastmaster Claret, your topic, you're on mute.
Yes, can you hear me? Yes.
Yes. Your topic is, what are you most excited about in your life today?
The most excited I am today is of playing an instrument that has always kept company all through my study life, all through my professional life, and continues to be with me all through my life. I think it will continue to be with me through my life. I've been playing some form of the keyboard, be it on the piano, be it on a organ, be it on a keyboard, be it wherever I have gone, whichever country I've gone to, whichever city I've gone to, I have been fortunate to have had the ability to communicate music in different ways, in different places, be it in a party, be it at a religious function, be it friends gathering, clapping together in a hostel, singing together. So I feel that I've been blessed by God who gave me such a talent, and I have been able to explore different ways of using this instrument across different places. And I think that has given me more confidence than ever before. Over to the contest chair. Thank you.
Thank you. Please teach me how to play the instrument.
Definitely, definitely, I will. Like,
All right. We got any volunteers?
We have Toastmaster Digant raising his hand.
All
And I would
right.
request everyone else also to please raise their hand. We may never get an opportunity like this to participate more and more in table topics. Request everyone to participate, including guests.
All right. Toastmaster Digant, your topic is the process of writing your speech.
Process of writing my speech. It's
Yes.
quite interesting. And it was really more interesting in the starting itself. I was writing my speech, and then I prepared it and I delivered it. Now, whenever I give a speech, I was having this habit that I prefer that it to be recorded and I can share it with my mentor. I delivered a speech that I thought it was really great, and I shared it with my mentor. Now, my mentor is in some other country, so we have an ISD call whenever we have to talk. I was on the call and saying, yes, I delivered this speech. I feel this is nice, but votings were there somewhat good. Okay, I wasn't the best speaker, but yeah, I think I did best. Good job. He said one thing, Digan, Toastmasters is about not only about the content that you are going to deliver. It is also about how you are going to deliver. Come on, come again. Toastmasters is not about content only. It is also about delivering it. Then he told me one of the biggest learnings in my Toastmasters. He told me that don't write the speech verbatim because you might get stuck at one point of time and you will end up ruining an entire speech. Just remember the points that you have to talk. If you remember the points, you will talk from heart, not from brain. I decided to pay heed to it. And since then, I have started remembering the points, not the entire script, in talking to people straight from heart. Thank you.
Thank you. We have one last speaker. Any volunteers? Toastmaster Simran, Toastmaster Akriti. All right, Toastmaster Gursifat. Your topic is something you do differently than others.
Something. Can you repeat, please?
Something you do differently than others.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and your guest. Something that I do differently from others. Can you imagine someone at the night 1 a.m. what the person will be doing? Someone will be on their phone texting to their friends. Someone will be reading a book. Someone will be sleeping, obviously, at night. What I do when I get mad and angry or disappointed with life is at 1 a.m. I get out my paints. I get out my canvas and I start painting with my favorite songs on. and I start painting anything that comes in my mind. And the most beautiful paintings that I have made are at night, when I am not, uh, when I am just thinking nothing. My mind is blank, and all I concentrate is painting and just letting my feelings out, and it really helps me. So for those 3 4 hours, they just go down the lane in painting. So that is the thing I do differently from others. Over to you, Ashna.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being a brilliant audience. And thank you so much for the enthusiasm. Now I would like to hand it back over to the contest chair, Toastmaster Karanveer.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ashna, for that wonderful session and helping all of us improve our table topic skills. I can already see tensions on the face of almost all the contestants. We all are eagerly waiting for the results, and the results are here with us now. But before announcing the results, I would like to take a moment for the people without whom this contest wouldn't have been possible at all. First of all the contestants here today who agreed to be the contestants for the day, a couple around three of them aren't feeling well today, but still they are present here delivering their speeches, and they might be in one of the winners list. And secondly, I would like to thank Madam Chief Judge, Toastmaster Jennifer Helen Ghosh, for taking out time. All the respectable judges who took out time, came here, evaluated all our fantastic contestants. Thirdly, but not lastly, all the role players without whom this contest wouldn't have been possible at all. Timers, tally counters, sergeant at arms. Thank you so much, and we wish all the very best to you for the future as well. It's time to distribute the certificates of participation. First of all, we have Toastmaster Gursifat Kaur Chabra. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Gursifat, for participating. Then we have Toastmaster Digant Mittal. Then we have Toastmaster Karthik Bhatia. Then we have Toastmaster Rishabh Kumar Anand. And we have Toastmaster Gajendra Khare. Also, we would like to appreciate our role players, Toastmaster Ashna Jan, for being the wonderful contest master for the day. Thank you, Toastmaster Ashna. Toastmaster Akash Tyagi for being the timer. Toastmaster Nipun Ahuja for being timer number 2 for the day. Toastmaster Simran for being the sergeant at arms. And Madam Jennifer Helen Ghosh, DTM, for being the chief judge. Thank you so much. Well, it's the time to actually start the results. We will start from the third place. Any guesses for who's on the third place? You can unmute yourself and say it.
I know it's not Karanveer for certain.
Yes, it's certainly not me. And the name of the second runner up will be someone whose name will be flashed on your screen right now. Second runner up for International Speech Contest at Central Delhi Toastmasters is Toastmaster Karthik Bhatia.
Yeah.
Congratulations, Toastmaster Karthik.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's time to guess who's on the second place. First runner up for International Speech Contest, CDTM. Any guesses?
I think it's Digant. Digant Mittal.
Digant, Rishabh, Gursifat,
Rishabh,
Gajendra sir.
Rishabh.
Gursipat.
Well,
Good, Sifa.
Not Ashna.
Yeah.
Not
Diwan.
either.
before I announce the first runner-up, I would also like to announce that this year a decision has been taken by District 41 that area with four or less clubs. In those areas, the winner and the first runner-up both will proceed to area level. So the first runner-up today will also proceed for area level international speech contest. First runner-up for area level for club level international speech contest at Central Delhi Toastmasters is Toastmaster
Rishabh.
Rishabh. Congratulations, Toastmaster Rishabh. The
Yes.
stakes are higher now. It's time to announce the winner. Hold on your breaths and keep the suggestions coming till I type down the name of the winner. No names?
Gursifat.
Gajendra,
Gajendra sir,
Toastmaster Gajendra.
Gursipat.
Digant,
Gursifat, Digant, Gajendra
Toastmaster
sir.
Diwan.
well,
Toastmaster
it
Diwan.
seems someone is winning out of these three, definitely.
Boli do.
Surprised.
Winner for International Speech Contest at Central Delhi Toastmasters 2021 is Toastmaster Gursifat.
Amazing.
Let's get a huge round of
Congratulations.
applause for Toastmaster Rishabh.
Congratulations,
Congratulations,
Gursifat.
Gursifat.
Congratulations, Gursifat.
Congratulations.
Congratulations,
Congratulations to
Gursipat.
all the winners.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to all winners and to all the participants. We had a very wonderful contest. So thank you so much for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Jennifer ma'am, for coming here and taking out time
My
for all of
pleasure.
us.
My pleasure. I need to leave now. Thank you very much. Bye, Deepak.
Thank you very much, Jennifer.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, congratulations to all the contestants for participating and all the winners for taking Central Delhi Toastmasters to the next level. I wish all the very best for the area level contest to the winner, Toastmaster Gursifat, and first runner up, Toastmaster Rishabh. Congratulations once again. Before we end this evening, I would take a moment to thank the guiding lights for me in this contest. Our President Toastmaster Karthik Bhatia for helping me, Toast, Toastmaster Akshat, Vice President Education, Toastmaster Gursafat Kaur Chabda for helping me at moments whenever I needed, and of course the Toastmaster International, whose documentations are so great that we don't need to ask anyone else for clarification. I hope you all enjoyed this contest.
Yes, yes, we do.
We'll observe a
Yes.
silence for 1 minute and we'll proceed ahead with table topics once again in case people are interested. All
1 minute
right.
is over. We've got a drummer in house. Who's that? We have 400 meeting coming up, and we are eagerly looking for talent.
I was getting into march past position right now. Literally.
All right. Yeah, whatever it is a talent you can showcase, and your slot is booked for 400th meeting. Yeah.
Thank you
Yes,
so much.
Karanveer, go ahead, please. Yes.
Yes, thank you so much, Toastmaster Karthik. We come to an end for the day. As my part as contest chair, it has been a wonderful opportunity, and I have learnt a lot. I loved interacting with all the participants and the role players. It was fun. It was learning, and that's what Toastmasters is all about: fun and learning together. All the certificates will be mailed to the contestants and role players within this week. Now it's time to sign off as the contest chair, and I would like to hand over the stage to the president, Toastmaster Karthik Bhatia. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, Karanveer. That was a great contest we had today, and yes, we out of this competition we have winners as well coming out, and I hope they'll come out to be one of them will come out to be the world champion. Our high hopes are with them. Before continuing further, I would request everyone to please turn on your video. Uh, no situation can be embarrassing enough. Please turn on your video. I know on text message you were telling me your situations for not turning on the camera, but I won't take no for an answer now. Please turn on your cameras right away. All right. Who's left? Ayush, please turn on your camera. If you're with someone, take a break. I know what you're doing. Saurabh, turn on your camera, please. Claret, at least the members of this club, please turn on your cameras. Oh, great. Awesome. All right. Now we are going to do some practice first. So at the count, first of all, unmute your mics. All of you unmute your mics. At the count of 3, you are going to clap as hard as possible. All right. Unmute your mics, everyone. Saurabh, Ayush, Akriti. Yes.
Yes, okay. When to start?
One. At the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Yes, that was a great practice. And I am proud to announce to all of you today that our club, Central Delhi Toastmasters, has achieved all the 10 DCP goals today. Congratulations to all of you. It is a testament of the dedication of all the members of this club. And yes, the credit should go to the previous EC as well. We congratulate and thank the previous EC. And yes, our current EC is also doing a good job. So congratulations to everyone. Stay with this club and keep doing this great work. Coming to, yeah. Thank you everyone. Now, won't hold you for long. Coming to few of the business matters of this club. Yes, many of you were reaching out to the EC to start the physical meetings, and we did the survey. And based on that survey, the EC has proposed a solution. But it is also important that we have another meeting, a business meeting with all of you to run through the SOPs and the decision properly, to know that all of the concerns are addressed, because it isn't just about inviting you to that venue and resuming things as they were. It is important that we take you into proper confidence before taking that decision. So I'll be putting out a link and telling you the time. Please do ensure that you attend that meeting. This decision impacts every single person in the club, and it is not just a small decision. We are amidst a pandemic, and as adults, we are going to take that decision. So please put forth your views, and I'll be putting out the details in the next few days. All right. Coming up to the second matter, that is the registrations for our table topics contest. We've seen a very lukewarm response from all the people. I understand you couldn't participate for ISC because you very recently joined, but you've got no reason to say no to table topics, and we wouldn't hear a no. So everyone is requested to give their names to Toastmaster Akriti. She is the contest chair. The contest is going to happen next week. Even if you join Toastmasters today, you will be eligible to participate in this contest. All right, there's nothing to lose and everything to gain. So please participate in that. All right, another important aspect, the renewals are coming up. And yes, we decided to start renewals a lot early because it also coincides with our decision of taking things physical. If we get a go ahead, then we have to plan the financials accordingly. And it is important that you do the renewals as soon as possible so we are able to know as to in what standing the club is. And yes, we can also work out that transition. Please do not wait till the end of March to take that decision. We won't be able to take a very confident decision and we'll have to do a lot of firefighting on several days. We do not want to go into this situation. You've seen the quality of participation and you've seen the the level of enthusiasm of the club members. We assure you the quality will remain, but what we rely on you is to renew as soon as possible. Yes, so that's it from my side. Although I have high fever and cough, but your energy definitely gave me a lot of energy to speak. And thank you. That's it from mine. If anyone wants to say anything, please go ahead.
Get well soon, Mr. President.
Thank you, sir. I'm trying my hard. Yeah. Yes.
Get well soon,
Well
Karthik.
soon, Karthik. Yes.
Thank you.
Get well soon.
Take
If
care.
by responding to it, it will make me more worse. So thank you. A blanket thank you. Yeah. All right. Okay. It's time to say goodbye, good night, and best of luck to all the contestants. Please do win, and the flag of CDTM should keep flying high. Thanks a lot. Good evening. Goodbye, everyone. See you in the table topics competition and in the business meeting.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Everyone,
Bye
congratulations
all.
on the winners. Thank you.
Bye bye, everyone.
Bye.
Congratulations,
Yes,
Christopher.
congratulations to all.
And
So,
congratulations, Karthik.
Thank you. Thank you.
What day is the
Business
meeting?
meeting.
Yeah.
I think we haven't decided it on that yet. The Karthik will inform in the group actually.
Should I stop the recording?
Yes, you should.
Oh wow.